For the next few months, I am going to try to get my hands on some of the wigs that I absolutely loved early in my wig wearing journey. I've been wearing wigs for a little over 6 years now, and in the first couple, there were absolute standout wigs that I wore all the time and purchased in multiple colors. Today, I am here to show you Tony of Beverly, Isla. I had this one in 3 colors, absolutely loved her. And I'm going to show you this one in the color Silverstone. My name is Denise. I'm also known as heywigsister on Instagram and Facebook. I'm so thrilled to be bringing you one of the wigs that I absolutely loved early in my journey. I struggled a lot in the beginning, like many of you, and I really didn't think I was going to be a successful wig wearer like I saw all the reviewers being. And somewhere along the line, I discovered styles here and there that changed everything for me. And Isla was one of those styles. Just such a fun wig, and I was so grateful to have discovered her. Let's take a look at this one from all sides. Now, early on, I was buying a whole lot more wigs than we could really afford for me to buy. I sort of went off the deep end, and I know many of you can relate. And I purchased a lot of wigs on the secondary market. And what I mean by the secondary market, it's basically like eBay, if you're familiar with eBay. It's been around forever. Poshmark. There are a ton of Facebook groups that allow for wig resales, so it's a great place for those of us who maybe have more wigs than we need to resell some of them. Maybe you purchased a wig and it just didn't work out for you, but either you couldn't return it or you missed the return window. So I did a lot of that, and so I was able to get multiple Islas because I was shopping the secondary market. Now, I have a document I titled The Ultimate Resource. It's a spreadsheet that has multiple tabs, and one of those tabs is secondary resale market resources. So if you are new to this, or maybe you haven't heard of that, I will link it below. There's a tab for online retailers, trustworthy online retailers. There's a tab for in-person wig shops, and I'm always adding to it whenever I learn of new trustworthy resources. There's a tab for donation programs. So there's a lot of help in that document, and the secondary market tab is a great one if you're looking to save some money. Caution, not every seller is scrupulous, as we know. It can be tricky, and also you normally can't return on the secondary market. And so I'd be cautious, because you might wind up spending a whole lot more money on wigs you won't wear versus buying from a company that allows returns and going through the learning process that way. So just a tip and a word of warning. Now, another thing I loved about this wig is a fairly affordable wig when it comes to the major name brands. I looked on the Name Brand Wigs website in preparing for this video, and on Name Brand Wigs, this is retailing for $180. Now, Tony of Beverly is a brand that doesn't usually allow discounts. So you usually have to wait maybe once or twice a year. They'll allow companies to do a sale on their pieces, but most times you can't use coupon codes on Tony of Beverly wigs. So $180 is a great price for a high quality with a lace front that is this good. I mean, this is a great lace front. All of my Islas had really good lace fronts, but you're not gonna normally find a coupon on this. And because of that, there are some online retailers that carry all the major name brands that don't carry Tony of Beverly. So I just wanted to give you guys that caution. Keep that in mind. I do think it's totally worth it. My Islas were workhorses. I wore them all the time, and they were great. So that's the inside of the cap. We just have a lace front. There is no monofilament, no mono part, and again, I think that's reflected in the lower price point. Now, this isn't an Amazon wig, so it's not Amazon pricing, but as far as the major name brands go, that's a pretty good price. There's soft ear tabs with bendable stays, an extended nape, Velcro adjusters, and then the rest is open wefted. Let's talk about fit. Tony of Beverly is known in general to run fairly true to average, potentially on the smaller side of average, not average petite, but generally true to average. I would say that Isla is running slightly smaller than average. I am getting a little bit of extra cap up here. You can see when I do that. I do get more extra cap on some of the other brands like Raquel Welch and Jon Renau. And I would say that around the circumference, it is very true to average. I do have to cinch this one in a lot. I'm also not getting the greatest coverage on the sides. These ear tabs are falling nearly where I like them, but just a little bit high, which is telling me they're just a little tiny bit small from the ear to ear measurement. All of my measurements are in the description box below. I would compare yours to mine. If you are my size and you're comfortable wearing a wig grip, then this is going to be fine. I have no problem with a wig grip on with this one. If you're a little bit larger than I am, I still think it's going to be fine. I would caution you though on the ear to ear, unless you can blend your own bio hair. When you don't get great coverage over here, that's when your bio hair shows, and you may need to make sure you pick a color that blends decent. It doesn't have to be a perfect match. You can also consider using root touch-up powder to blend your bio hair if you do choose a color that's too different and it doesn't look natural. I have some videos where I talk about that. Maybe I'll grab a link and put it in the description box below. But in general, I would say slightly smaller than average fit on this particular piece. All right, we're going to talk about color, but I just want to say one more time, I absolutely love Isla, and I loved her so much early in my journey. Just kind of showing you some different things that you can do. You can clip up the front. I used to love doing little twists and using claw clips, especially with a lace front. So this could be a great one if you've never considered Isla or a Tony of Beverly wig. Love this one. Thrilled to show her to you. Let's talk about color. Silverstone. The codes on this one, 17/101 with the number 48 highlights. I would say this is absolutely more of a gray. It's the kind of gray where your hair might have been light brown or possibly blonde, because the low lights in here are a very ashy, light brown, dark blonde color. And then we've got beautiful silver all throughout. It's a very natural looking gray, not salt and pepper at all. And there is the lighter, kind of the silver white toward the front, kind of almost like money pieces. So beautiful and natural looking. No rooting. I know I hear from so many of my wig sisters with gray hair or looking for gray wigs, frustrated by the fact that there's hardly any without rooting. No rooting on this one. Beautiful color. You'll be able to see this really well outside, so let's get outside so you can see it there. If you have any questions, let me know. Like I said, I have some experience with Isla. Otherwise, thanks for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. All right, here is this beautiful color. So pretty. I hope that gave you what you needed. Thanks for watching. Hey friends, thanks so much for watching. Here are a few videos I think you might enjoy. Go ahead and click on one and watch.